What is up, you guys? It's Dustin, and I am back with another video. How are you?
I am doing great right now. It's a little warm in here because I have this hoodie on, but it is so cold outside that I don't want to take it off.
I was about to say your skin looks really nice today.
Thank you. I moisturized.
Good.
I did.
However, that is obviously not the topic of this video. In this video, I want to talk about Shane Dawson, as well as this brand called Pink Honey that is getting dragged. I mean, absolutely obliterated over on TikTok. Now, you guys know that for a very long time, there has been a discussion within the beauty community about diversity and just how important it is. We've seen brands get dragged over their shade range.
Tarte brand trip.
Yeah. Oh God.
Let's not forget the Tarte brand trip. Was it the Dubai one?
Girl, I don't even remember.
The Dubai one, I think it was.
I just know that Tarte had people in a frenzy.
It was Miami. It was for the race. That's what it was.
I've seen many brands as well as many influencers drag behind this, and rightfully so, because if you're going to have a makeup brand, you should cater to everyone. You shouldn't just cater to one demographic or just one audience. Period, point blank, end of story.
Period.
Okay, so this brand is named Pink Honey. They have 264,000 followers on TikTok and then another 120-something thousand over on Instagram. So I wouldn't say it's a huge brand. I wouldn't say it's a very small brand. It's somewhere like right there before it's going to blow up, right?
We know it.
Yeah, no, a lot of people know it because Michaela has shouted them out.
Oh.
She's used a lot of their products.
So fucking cute. Look at this. The Pink Honey Wonder Whip. Oh my gosh. These are the cutest blush discovery to date. These are called the Blush Bible. They're these little books.
And if you look at their page, they have a lot of really actually cute products. Oh, I don't know. This was really before I think that was like, before she got really big like she is today.
Speaking of Michaela Nogueira, congratulations, girl, on getting your dream car. Do you know that she had her car since it was like a 2014 Dodge Charger?
No.
And she's been driving that thing this whole entire fucking time.
That's pretty cool.
Was shocked. I was shocked. I really thought that she would have had maybe like she got a BMW, but I could have seen her having a BMW or a Mercedes.
No, when he was telling me about this, he was like, what kind of car do you think Michaela would drive? I was like, I want to say she's a BMW girl, but I think she got a Mercedes. So when he told me that she got an M4, I was actually shocked. I was like, she actually has really good taste.
M4 convertible.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a situation though. You remember Bunny? She's like, I still have my Scion or whatever. Or the PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
Was it a PT Cruiser?
Oh yeah, I think it was a PT Cruiser.
It was either a PT Cruiser or a Scion, and she still had it, but then people found out that she had like a Tesla and the other fancy car, and they got pissed about it.
I don't think it's a big deal. Obviously, when people have money, they have a following, they're gonna spend their money. Like, I don't...
Which is why I was so shocked that Michaela has not picked up a new car until now.
Well, at least she has really good taste.
Yeah.
We have an M2. I love that. I can only imagine the M4. Maybe that's what we'll get next. So congratulations on that, Michaela.
And a convertible.
Yeah.
I love convertibles.
Okay, so this brand Pink Honey took a whole bunch of influencers on the trip. I believe it was around 18 people, right?
Where'd they go?
I don't know where they went. I think they went somewhere in like England or something. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know the details. But this brand started getting called out because there was a very big lack of diversity.
It was a white room.
It was a very beige room. There was a lot of fluorescence going on. Well, it didn't take long before this brand actually started getting called out because people started getting vocal over on TikTok.
The saddest thing is that even if one person or maybe two people attended this event and ticked the diversity box, whether that be race, gender, disability, they would not have the same experience as all of these girls. Let's face it. I have been on Pink Honey's Instagram and I went to the Cariad event as well, and that was an experience in itself, but there was no diversity. No, I was probably the only black girl in that room, at least at the time that I went. There was two beautiful hijabis that I saw, and everybody else was blonde and brunette. We've seen bigger diverse influencers and content creators get taken on brand trips with bigger brands and still get mistreated, not only from the people that attend, and I'm not saying these girls are awful girls, I don't even know who any of them are, but also from the management, from the people that organise these trips. I think for brands, it's not just about ticking a box, and I mean, some of them don't even do that, but just making sure that even when you do invite people, whether they be plus size, different race, disability, they are welcomed and feel appreciated the same as everybody else that is there, because if not, that literally, like, what's the point? That's doing more worse than good, because even when that comes out to the world, that's probably going to be a bigger issue than not inviting people. Having seen and watched her apology video, I'm kind of glad that there was no diversity after all, because I feel like the mistreatment and even how I was treated at the Pink Honey event, like that would that can do so much to somebody's ego and just how they feel about themselves and their worth in like the beauty industry. So yeah, that's my 2 pence.
Well, this brand owner actually did something that we don't see happen often. She took to camera and actually addressed the concerns that people were having. Yes, she cried a lot, and I understand why, but we have to give her at least some kind of credit for that, because that takes some balls to sit up there and try to own the situation.
Yeah. Well, you remember the last time a brand owner tried to get on camera and own something was the Tarte brand trip, when it had something like this, and she just got completely annihilated because they were saying it was performative. I haven't heard anything about Tarte since.
To address the things that are going on social media right now, I don't want to bury my head in the sand or make anybody feel like I don't care. I've just been taking a second to kind of process what's going on so that I can come on here and kind of explain the situation. I held a staycation over the past 2 days for 17 people. So they were asked to come on the trip because they had specifically done something that played a massive part in Pink Honey's growth. In no way am I saying that there are not people who weren't on that trip who have done that, because I recognise that there are, and I appreciate absolutely everybody. It's just that these people who we asked had a real tie to the brand, and that is why they was asked. There are things being said that I wouldn't have had somebody on this trip because of their gender, because of their skin colour, and these things are just simply not true, and they would never ever enter my mind. I promise you that. It was a case of they were the people who was continuously posting the brand all the time, was responsible for things going viral, etc. And that's why they were asked. There was no contractual agreement with anybody on that trip to post for publicity. It was a thank you for them, and as soon as this started, I made them aware that there was absolutely no expectation from us for them to do absolutely anything. The sole reason they were there was a thank you. The whole thing was centered around a relax and a break because of all that hard work, and that's what it was. And again, I am not saying that there are not other people that work hard, I'm just saying that is why these people were selected. With the timing of the event, our palette was here ready for its launch, and we gave it to the influencers that was there as like an early access thing. I want you to know that this wasn't the launch of the palette. The palette has its own campaign where you will see that the things that are being said that don't matter to me do matter, and that this was just solely a thank you to them influencers for what they had done. In the videos made, there's comments made about the following that the influencers had. I want to start by saying that everyone that attended that trip deserved to be there. They had helped the brand, and it was to say thank you, and that's what that is what my intention was with it.
I will say this is more than we've got from a lot of these big brand beauty influencers that own like makeup brands and stuff that we've seen come out over the past several years. So, I mean, at least she did do that. At least she had the balls to stand up, try to make an explanation for the situation. I don't really think that there's an excuse for it. Obviously, she should be diverse in everything that she's doing. Even though she did say this was about the people that were closest to the brand and helped the most, she still should have thought of the optics of it, and she should still always have a place at her table for people of color.
We didn't pick anybody based on their followers. We picked based on their involvement with Pink Honey, and that's all it was. The comments that have been said are that there could have been people picked with a higher following these things that are being said and stop them being said. But like I said, the sole reason for our guest list on this event was because they had a strong involvement with Pink Honey and the brand, and that is it. I don't want anyone to think that this is something that isn't thought about in Pink Honey, and we're always open to working with any influencer. It would never ever cross my mind to not work with someone because of things like gender, race, size, skin type. These things that are being said, I can just promise you that they're just not true. And I understand that looking at this situation with no context of what the event was, or what we was gaining from the event, what it looks like, but it just wasn't that. You know, Pink Honey has held multiple events, and when we hold events, we have, you know, 100 to 200 people there. But this was an event of 17 people, and them 17 people were purely based on one thing, and that was just the top 17 involvements with Pink Honey. That being said, I don't want anybody to feel like they promote for the brand and they're not recognised, because I appreciate absolutely everybody, and I am genuinely heartbroken that it has come to this. And I've wanted to speak sooner, but I've just needed to like get home and gather myself and my thoughts and try and do this in the right way without making anything worse. I am so sorry for anybody who has seen what has gone on and thought or lost faith in what Pink Honey stands for. We have a massive heart, and I would absolutely hate to think that anyone thinks that I don't care about this, because I do. But right now it's just important to me that you guys understand that, you know, this wasn't the launch for the palette, it was a thank you to people. And there are comments being made that the palette isn't inclusive. That palette is for everybody. We've used that palette on so many different skin tones, textures over the last few months, and it looks absolutely unreal on everyone, and you will see that when we get back to ourselves. You'll see how nice that is, and it's snowballing into that this eyeshadow palette isn't for everybody, and you know, that eyeshadow palette can be used for everybody, I assure you that, and we'll show you how to use it on all different skin tones. Been a lot of support and a lot of like trust in us still with these comments going on. I've had a lot of messages, and I really do appreciate them. And just please remember me and my heart, because anything that Pink Honey does is from me, and it only takes, you know, a little look into our history and things that we do, and we are good people, and we do always try and give back, and you know, we're not what is being painted. But that being said, I think that is everything that I can add to this situation right now.
I just feel like in the year 2023, if you have a brand and you are doing like a brand trip, there's no excuse for not including everyone.
I'm very surprised that brands even still want to do brand trips, because there's always some kind of drama. Not even talking about this, but there's always something that happens.
It's always happening at Tarte. I'm telling y'all, I am not trying to hate on Tarte in this video. It is always the Tarte brand trip that these girls are fighting at.
It is.
They are fighting.
Do you remember, it was like ages ago, there was that trip that Nicki Minaj, Nicki Tutorials, Jeffree Star, all of them went on it. And Nicki Tutorials was there like spinning her hair around and like getting really wild. Like, bring that back. Like, I miss those days of drama. Like, give me that.
That was like the height of the beauty community.
It was. That was like when drama channels really started taking off. But you guys are gonna have to let me know your thoughts and opinions on this down below. This is not really something that I can take an apology for, because I'm not affected by it.
I hope that the brand like works on themselves and improves.
Yeah.
And doesn't have another mistake like this.
Yeah.
Because it's 2023. That's not like
going into 2020.
Going into 2024, no excuse.
Okay, so now we have to talk about Shane Dawson. We've talked about Shane Dawson quite a bit here on this channel, because he has been in a lot of drama throughout the years. Now, most recently, he hasn't really been, because he stepped away from the internet for a while, but he's kind of back now. And the last video that I posted about this lawsuit with Rep Zion, Blair White, and Shane Dawson, and Onision.
I think Social Repos is in that now. I saw a tweet from him earlier. Which is weird, because I never see a tweet from him because I don't follow him.
I forgot that he even existed. That's a weird motherfucker.
Yeah, it popped up. I guess he's being accused of owing money to Onision as well.
But no sooner than I posted that video, I started getting comments that he and Rylan revealed that they had the baby, or the babies, on the 7th of this month. And with that came a lot
They
of
did
drama.
not have those babies.
Oh, yeah.
They showed up to the hospital.
That's true.
Let's not take away from the surrogate.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people that have spoken out about this. I believe Candace Owens was talking about this. Was Blair White talking about
it? A lot of people are talking about this. Let's just keep it fucking real. There were 2 homos in the state of Georgia, I believe is where it was. Is it Georgia? Where they adopted 2 baby boys, and it turns out they were molesting them and all that stuff.
No.
So this has turned into a huge talking point standpoint and
my
Shane
God.
Dawson, considering what his past is and how he made those tasteless jokes, disgusting jokes about children, pedophilia, all of that.
Is that something you're making a connection with, or people?
No, that is in every single post that I have seen someone talking about Shane Dawson and Ryland having babies, and they're both boys. That is the topic they are going with.
See, now I haven't really delved that much into it yet because I didn't know it was like that serious. I just saw a lot of people saying that people should call CPS and all these different things, and that gave me thoughts of like, these people haven't even been fathers for 2.5 seconds yet. But then thinking that, you have to also take into account all the shit that Shane Dawson has said in the past.
So that is what they are comparing Shane Dawson and Ryland to, because they had 2 boys. I guess that they did a video where they were talking about how there was like 10 other embryos, and the most viable ones is the ones that they actually like put into the surrogate. I don't know how the whole process works.
I'm gonna ask this. I get that Shane Dawson has done and said very, very awful things in the past, but how is it fair to automatically associate him with that?
Well, it's not fair to automatically associate him with that. I don't think that is the reason why they had 2 sons at all, because I did see the clip of Ryland and Shane talking about it, where they were talking about like the most viable ones and all of that. I guess they had the idea to have 2 sons. But I'm also not going to sit here and pretend that people shouldn't be concerned in some way, considering the past that he has with the disgusting things that he has said about children, the things that he has said about CP, the things that he has said, like just a lot of things.
A lot of very bad things. And the optics of it, looking back, even though it was so long ago, are still going to haunt him. And that's why it's still being brought up today. So this is a lesson that your mistakes that you make in the past follow you throughout the rest of your life, especially if you're in social media. And Shane Dawson has such a big channel. People know who he is. I wonder if more people are going to start talking about this, because there's been a lot of opinions about this. Everything on Twitter is about
his name has been trending for days about this. And it's not good.
Now, originally, I think we talked about this in a vlog for a little bit. People were saying that we got it wrong because he said that he was thinking about not showing the kids, but he ended up showing the kids. I think that was to his own detriment. I think that he and Ryland should have at least waited a little while before they posted a picture of him and the
People
kids.
were upset that we did not get that correct, that we said that they were not going to show the kids, and then they did, because I guess that they were talking about like the possibility of not showing the kids, and they were like weighing it back and forth. So sorry for misspeaking.
We missed one little detail there.
I am so sorry about...
You know what? Can we normalize that people don't know everything that you know? I feel like people come into comment sections of YouTube videos and they think that because they know something, you automatically know something. That is not true.
No, but the way that I was like looking at it when people are trying to call us out for it, I was like, but technically they were talking about not showing the babies.
Yeah.
So...
But honestly, you guys are going to have to let me know what your thoughts and opinions are about this down below. I do ask that you guys keep it respectful, because I know that these situations and these topics of conversations can be very nuanced, and I know that people have very heated feelings about it, but please remain respectful. But if you guys made it this far in this video, leave me the honeypot emoji down below. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, night, whatever it is when you're watching this, and we will see you all in my next video.
Bye.
Bye, guys.